Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, my name is Ericha Hana. In this video, I would like to tell you about the grammar translation method. Okay guys, let's get started. So, what is it? The grammar translation method is a way of teaching language that emphasizes using direct translation between A1 and the target language. The grammar translation method is the oldest method of teaching, and it is also known as the classical or traditional method, as it was used to teach the classical languages Latin and Greek. The history. In the early 1500s, Latin was the most widely studied foreign language, and it was gradually replaced by English, French, and Italian. And how does it work? In the grammar translation classroom, students had learned Latin for the purpose of communication. Then Latin came to be learned as a purely academic subject. The user of foreign language wanted simply to knock things off their interest in the literature of foreign languages. Therefore, this method focuses just on reading and writing. As a result, speaking and listening are overlooked. There are some principles in this method. The first, conducted in students' native language. Second, learn grammar rules by word. Third, there is a focus on everyday vocabulary. Fourth, visual aids are used to teach vocabulary. Fifth, very little attention on pronunciation or any communicative aspect of the language. Sixth, focus reading in the context of translation. And seven, particular attention is placed on the accuracy of pronunciation and grammar. For more info, the use of this method had three main purposes. The first one is to help students read and appreciate foreign literature. Second, to speak and write L1 better, and to exercise students' mind, since it was considered that foreign language learning would help students grow intellectually. There is some technique of the grammar translation method. The first one is begin with reading and analyzing text grammatically. Second, grammar rules. It means students have presented with samples and exceptions to each rule are noted. Doing grammar drills. Writing sentence. It means students make up sentence in which they use the new words. Translating sentence to and from the target language. Reading comprehension question. It means students answer question in the target language based on their understanding of the reading passage. Memorization. It means students are given lists of target language vocabulary words and their native language equivalents and are asked to memorize them. In the grammar translation method, the role of teacher and students is different. The role of teacher in grammar translation classroom is memorize rules and examples, meta-linguistic knowledge of the L1, always talking and explaining material in the chapter to students, correcting students' translation. And the student's role in grammar translation classroom is explain grammar rules and patterns, provides translation practice, corrects exercise, never use the foreign language to communicate in class, controls language and structure. In the class grammar translation, students doing grammar drills. Mother tongue. L1 equals CL, the L is translated to L1. Actually, there is argument of this method. There is a pros and the contra about this method. For the pros, some people believe grammar translation method is the easiest and shortest way of explaining meaning of words or phrases, and over-depth knowledge of the grammatical system. But there is some people who was contra of this method. Because students lack an active role in classroom, cannot communicate, very little attention is paid to content translation and sometimes misleading. Although this method, very little attention is paid in class to listening and speaking, and students are not able to communicate using the target language. Thus, the teacher only pays more attention to grammar rules rather than meanings. Because of that, there are some people who contra with this method. Okay guys, so this is the end of the video. I hope you guys understand and the explanation I have given, and I hope this explanation can help you more easily to understand about grammar translation method. Thank you for watching. Bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.